Sounds like a somewhat unwell mammoth. Hey Jared, welcome to the stream. Okay, your mechanical elephant seems to have a problem, sir. Manual 5.4, context backlash. Someone did just start Act 4, you're quite correct. I just plowed through all of Act 3 in one sitting, and now I'm going to plow through all of Act 4 in the same sitting. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus 5A-1 may result in undesirable play between teeth and in the context and history state machine of gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skippage. Guess it could be slippage. Act 3 really drained me mentally, yeah. Me too, actually, a little bit. That's why I had to take a little break and grab myself a glass of bourbon and a coffee. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, and decontextualize gestures. See also sections 1.8, General Troubleshooting, and 5.3, Gesture Context. Troubleshooting, okay. Technicians of sufficient talent and experience may skip this section. General troubleshooting techniques include applying a cold washcloth until the specularity becomes apparent, chiseling out a small hole, or asking a friend to share their insight. That'll do, Book. That'll do. He throws the manual into the river. I like this guy. My savior, our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? Time to put that mammoth out to pasture, Will. Oh, I feel certain she's got a few trips left in her. If only she had a more capable surgeon. Sadly, mechanics are in short supply around here. I think the setting is too romantic. It scares them off. The distillery was a little spooky for someone with lots of financial anxiety. Oh god, I can imagine. It was spooky enough for me. But, oh god, yeah. If you're, like, seriously worried about that kind of thing. I can only imagine. And what brings you down to the Echo tonight? I always end up here eventually. The river is like that. It always has been. I picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you that far upriver before. I hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. Yeah, have you been there? The Zero? Oh no, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people. And some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. Spoke with some friends from Kentucky and West Virginia afterwards. Both said this game does an excellent job of capturing those feelings of financial and emotional depression. It really does. I mean, just this game does a really good job of just capturing all sorts of emotions. And as I was sort of saying at the start of the stream, like 4 hours ago, it's got that whole thing where you can really put yourself into the character because of the multiple different choices that come up. You kind of create the characters as they go. You're not just presented with, here is a character, this is what they're like. You develop them yourself as it goes, and I think that is really, really cleverly done. Moving along. Act 4, Scene 1. The Mucky Mammoth. That is such a good name! I want to open a bar and I want to call it the Mucky Mammoth. That is such a good name. Oh, also, we had a place called the Hall of the Mountain King and we didn't get the song. I am exceptionally disappointed with the game designers for that. Will or Kate? Kate, let's speak to Kate. Hey, Kate! What are you going to play? I like Kate, she's cute. Even though she has no face. We don't judge here. How's that cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know. Hard on the eyes. It still irritates mine a little, and I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Let it pilot my tugboat. No, stop it. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People would just assume you're thoughtful. You need tea. So, peppermint, Definitely. Bitter hedgehog. Don't make tea out of hedgehogs. Dried spring agaricus, split gill powder, and greening goat's foot. Oh, not greening goat's foot. What are all those for? Eye strain. Dried spring agaricus masks the taste of the rest of it. Greening goat's foot in particular has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom based. I'm a big believer in the fungal pharmacy. Is that your dog? Yeah, that's Valkyrie. I call her Val. She's a rescue. Isn't she dignified? I've always thought so. Is that your cat too below deck? Huh? I thought that was your cat. He came on board with you at the bureau. Well, wouldn't be the first time some strange animal hitched a ride. I hope you enjoy the trip on our little mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, the video room. There are some pretty interesting tapes down there, actually. Unusual, I mean. Weird. Watch out that VCR doesn't take your hand off, though. It's untrustworthy. What's wrong with the VCR? I can take a look. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes. You'll get the picture. Hey, do me a favor. Go ask Will how the repairs are going and if he needs anything. We're coming up on the next stop here, just refueling and picking up a few things. I could grab a bolt or some wire or something. Whatever he needs. Well, eyes on the road. Let's go talk to Will. Kate, the tugboat captain. What a character. Also, why is there a mammoth on this boat? I fucking love it, don't get me wrong, but why is there a mammoth on this boat? It looks so sad. Hey, Will. Are you wearing swimming shorts and you have an enormous grey Jesus beard? Singing quietly. For we on mold and whiskey fed, and to Shannon. Oh, wet gears. Wet gears? Probably. Who knows? First thing I tried anyway. Down here by this little blue box, I took all the gears out, dried each one by hand, and then I loaded them back in again. I took care of the grinding sound, but her trunk keeps doing that sparking, clanking, weeping thing. To be honest with you, I'm not really qualified for this work. Kate's a friend. You know how it is, don't you? Kate was asking if you needed anything when we stopped. Hell, I don't know. Scratch ticket? I think she meant like parts or... I wouldn't know if I did. How do you and Kate know each other? So, ever walked through rolling farmland? Sure, along the highway. Along the highway, that's what I mean. Or smaller roads. Well, I sure did. I slipped under or over fences, and I walked barefoot with seeds when they were just planted and tilled the earth with my toes. Is he a hobbit? Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Did you know that I'm classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and pedal-gripping toes. Doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artaud to Zola at the university. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding for our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls, or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theatre. I left my shoes there at the university. It was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon I was drifting along the echo. It ran for a while above ground, then it doesn't anymore. But I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with maintenance. I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion, I take the helm. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river stories, and my own stories get fainter and fainter. Well, I'll just keep drying gears, I guess. Ezra runs up to Shannon. Whoa, slow down. It's slippery up on deck. Do you have batteries? Yeah, of course. What for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, Shannon searches her pockets. Is the budget of higher education in the US a fraction of what it was 60 years ago? Yeah. God, yeah. Higher education all over the world is getting fucked over. Here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of these should fit. Thank you! What's Julian doing during all this? Oh, did I click over there? I don't think I meant to. Oh, she's gone. We're now playing as... Okay. Whoops. You got your batteries, small man? Go get you some tape. Go in there. Oh, nice. I like that transition. That is a cool transition. Transition may not be the right word, but you know what I mean. Let's go talk to the musicians. Johnny to Juniper. Really? You were entranced. You don't remember this? It's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Cyrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something. It got really cosmic. Right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. Sorry, Clara. Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight. I was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect. This one will do. So, you hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. You playing a concert tonight? I could record that. Yeah, Clara came all the way here from Lithuania just to do this Echo River gig. It's a tour. Tomorrow, I'll be in Nashville, and then in Atlanta, and then over to the coast. Brutal. Well, we're lucky she's making a stop. Johnny and I saw her play once, and I remember loving it. And Johnny was moved. Speaking of Cyrano, it's his night at the rum colony. Kate said she usually stops off there. Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago. 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, ma'am. I bet she's still there. I hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. Ah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say. I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. Where is the cat? Is that the cat? That could be the cat. Dude, why does Conway now have a fucking skeleton right arm as well as his leg? What happened to his arm? Cat. Oh, now it makes a noise. God damn it. Oh, I know what it is. It's symbolic. Sorry, that should have hit me a little earlier. It's symbolic because he now owes his arm and his leg to different people, because he owes his leg to the doctor, money-wise, for patching him up. He owes his arm to the distillery guy because he drank that whiskey and got fucked over. Cool. I like that. So he's going to start owing other people different things, and his whole body's going to... That's why those guys are skeletons, because they owe everything. It's all coming clear. Sorry. My brain got a little flooded there. You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came up here. Fresh air? Maybe. It's homey in that cabin, though. And warm. It's just that thing about... What was it? When you walk through a door? When you go into the kitchen for something, and as soon as you pass from one room to another, you forget what you wanted. You have to walk back out just to remember. Like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that brain crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. Conway cranes his neck over the railing. You were driving for hours. Get any sleep? You found beer. Oh, it was a cooler full down there. They say it just floated by, if you believe that. Got caught on some netting and they hauled it aboard. A bounty. Debt of the lower class. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there's a sign by the cooler. Take what you need and leave the rest. Shannon leans over the railing and looks at the river below. There's all kinds of trash down there. Did you see Ezra go in? Oh, yeah, he's poking around with that tape recorder, exploring. He seems to keep himself entertained. It's good for him. It's important to know how to be alone. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question. I thought you didn't drink. Well, I didn't. I mean, I did, and then I didn't, and then I did again. It's how it always goes. I drift out, finally wind up back at Lisette's with my head between my legs, saying, never again. 15 months this last time. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't for much longer be anywhere to go back to. She went to live with her sister now, and she probably won't remember me for long anyway. One time she picked me up out of a ditch by the road, blackout drunk at dawn. I came around later that night. She'd taken care of me. I told her I didn't deserve it, and she said I didn't have to deserve it. She sounds like a saint. We should all have someone like that. Oh, you wouldn't say that if you knew her when she was younger. That girl was wild. I guess she's got her own problems now. I wish I could help out. Hey, maybe I could make some money and send it to her sister. Maybe they'll keep me on at the distillery. I mean, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I've got to repay my debts. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've got to settle up. That's why it's such a damned shame when people go sudden. God, what a depressing thought. Oh, nice. We're on a boat on the Zero now. Pretty. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. The problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half of the stories we hear. Man, I want to go on an underground... I want to go on a boat on an underground river like this. This looks like the world's greatest trip. Kate told me that I ought to have been a photographer. She said, you have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time the thing happened there, and that's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway. Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river. Most of them I've picked up, second, third, or fourth hand, and so on. Listening, see? Now, I know what you're going to ask, so I'm going to answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of experience. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there when the big old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft. Or, anyway, I talked to a few sailors who'd recently crossed past him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night, when I was working on the Mucky Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of travelling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time. A young woman, a small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a smelly old dog. We docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. Oh. Ezra followed June... Oh, Ezra definitely went with. Ezra followed Junebug and Johnny into the gas station. A gas station. What was that? Scene 2, is it? Yeah, Act 4, Scene 2. We cut it close. I usually find this place upriver. Everybody's on the lake tonight. The gas station moves around? Sure. It's not anchored or anything. It could be anywhere up and down the Echo. You just kind of run into it when you need it. Or hopefully a little before you need it. I usually stop here once a night. Though to be honest, I'm not sure it's even the same one. It doesn't have a name or anything. And I never really pay attention to who's behind the counter. Anyway, it's nice to see you two. Most of my regular passengers must have gotten held up elsewhere on their journey tonight. It's that storm, I think. Ezra, what are you doing? Watching Ezra sprint past. Look at him go. That kid has a lot of energy. It's got to be past his bedtime or something, right? I like he has a bedtime. He's a maverick. Sounds familiar. It's amazing how the game just lets you completely skip any of the boat stops if you want to stay on board. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I will, however, be exploring all of them. You don't have any of your own, I mean, No, I guess not. I just realized you two come through here so often. We chat about all kinds of stuff, but I never thought to ask about family. Oh, we're all the family we need. Oh, that's sweet. So, how about that storm upstairs? Did you two get caught in it? I heard it kind of roamed around, uncertain. I'm sure we'll hear all about it tomorrow. Flooding, property damage, probably killed a few tomatoes. It's got the river churning and everybody headed to the lake here, where the water's calmer. I myself don't mind navigating a choppy river. Not at all. I've got a good feel for it. Plus, it's better for fungal growth. High water consumes the cave moths, and their wet wings clump together into these little balls of nutrient-dense mushroom food, jammed by current here and there between the rocks. You have never seen a mushroom grow like on a soggy cave moth carcass. Beautiful. Amazing. If I could get a day off, Val and I would be out there all day tomorrow to harvest. I mean it. I'll be ready by tomorrow. A mushroom will just grow just as fast as you can pump water into it. Hey, are you two headed out this way tomorrow? Maybe I could send Val ashore with you for a few hours. She's got a remarkable nose for mushrooms. You wouldn't even need to know what to look for. Put a bag around her neck, and she'll just bring them back to you. Yeah. We don't know where we'll be tomorrow. I should have figured. Seems you two are always on the move. It does seem that way. So, I should get back aboard. No rush. Just want to brew some tea before we get underway. Headed into the station? Thought I'd grab some black coffee for the old man. He's looking a bit waterlogged. Sure, don't want him falling asleep on you. Nah, he'll be alright. He seems like the type who can hold his liquor. Seems like he has a little experience, I mean. Hey, while you're in there, could you remind the gas station attendant this fuel is on my tab? Charge it to the Mucky Mammoth. Oh, and Will wanted a scratch ticket. Thanks. I think I'll just watch the lake for a bit, ma'am. I love that he calls her ma'am. It's really just, I don't know, it's just a nice thing. Also, why is there a aquaplane? That's not what they're called. What are these called? Oh my god, there's a word for these. Boat planes. Why is there one of those down here? It doesn't make any sense. It's a cave. Let's talk to the attendant. Looking for any crystals? Why do you assume I'm looking for crystals? We've got them on sale. All kinds of folks come in here looking for crystals. There's a few over there with milky white shocks through the middle, like you caught a piece of cloud. People seem to like those a lot. Yep. Popular crystals. You work on the mammoth? I can add it to your tab. Oh, you know the tugboat? The captain, Kate, said I have to remind you. Sure, they're here every night. It's okay, I have one of those faces. Forgettable. Does it bother you? That's a really horrible thing to have to say about yourself. I've learned to cherish it. There's dignity in being forgotten, letting the crowd flow around you unspoiled. Huh. I used to live in a city. I mean a real city. Cleveland, Ohio. I had some family money then, and I didn't have to work. I lived in hotels. In daylight, I walked wherever the people were. My only duty was to the crowd. I was its observer, its historian, its detective, its poet. Well, the money ran out, and I dispersed with the rest of them. I took my duties with me here, to Lake Lethe and the Echo River. I live behind this counter, anonymous, invisible, but I live with dignity. And yourself? Sure, something like that. I enjoy the company of strangers. They enjoy the company too, as fleeting as it is, sufficient unto itself. We keep all the crystals on that shelf over there. Buy one, get one free, of equal or lesser symmetry. I'd also like to buy a scratch card. The crystals are rough, dirty. Some are damp. They must have come out of the river. The attendant is a trip. Letting the crowd flow around you unspoiled, he said. Junebug tries to scrape some green algae off a larger specimen, examining it for the kind of cloudy inner formation the attendant said was so popular. What a depressing outlook. Who knows, maybe he's onto something. Oh, excuse me. Ha-E-U, and a few numbers are woven through the algae. Does Johnny ever feel like that? This isn't algae at all. It's a decayed plastic bag caught on the rock. Let's go talk to Norm. Hey, Norm. Shit, that floodwater washed you halfway out to sea. I was looking for you up down by New Koningsberg. Same as usual, but ain't nobody there. The river's deep as an elephant's... Oh, didn't see you there. Ma'am, pardon my language. What? Elephant? Alright, you're no paper flower. I see that. Extending his hand warmly. I expect you must be Loretta. Enchanted to meet you. Sorry I'm late. Hey, is that coming on too flowery or something? Enchanted? Repeating it now, I feel a little silly. I'm not Loretta, but I think you'll do fine with Enchanted. Well, thanks for saying so. But now I'm double embarrassed. How do you know Loretta? I really don't. I met Loretta on the computer. We met each other there, I mean. Or I guess we spoke through the computer and agreed to meet. I don't know the terminology. I haven't dated in quite a while. But when I met Greta, that's my wife, excuse me, my ex, or maybe I am her ex? I don't know how to say it. Anyway, back then there wasn't even such a thing as computers at all. I mean, I guess there probably was, but I never heard of one. I worked in textiles. So here I am. So what's your plan when Loretta shows up? It is either algae or algae. I have a biology degree, I'll have you know. Or maybe head down to the rum colony. Shoot. I forgot to ask if she likes to drink. You really never know these days. I guess first I'd ask her about that. If she doesn't like rum, I'd maybe try to take her by the Bat Sanctuary. That's pretty romantic in a sense. I mean, like Misty Valleys and ruined churches romantic, not like flowers and chocolate romantic. Of course, they got that memorial there. That's a little depressing, actually. Maybe we kind of sail around that. Damn it all. I guess I probably missed her. I wonder if she'll agree to meet me again. I'm sure she'll understand with the weather and all. Oh, nice of you to say so. Well, I guess I'll head on back. Hey, supposing Loretta doesn't want to see me after all? My card is full. Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I meant. Actually, I wanted to ask you for some advice. I had to type up a sort of autobiography for the computer date, and I spent a lot of time on it, but I only got one reply, and that was Loretta herself. I was happy to meet her, but supposing she's lost interest now. Do you think you could maybe give me some feedback? It's only a paragraph or so. I have it all memorized. I spent so damn long writing it. Okay, here's how it goes. I am a good-natured man, retired, and spend most of my time sailing the Echo River, riding currents of subterranean gas and that strange invisible wind that moans out of the small tunnels along the bank. Oh dear. Seeking a companion to map the river with me. I have 2 grown children, but they live far away. No goofballs. Oh, this guy. Okay, what do you think? The thing about wind is a little much. Yeah, you're probably right. I wanted to show you my poetic side. I'll save that for the date. What was that about goofballs? I mean, like, serious inquiries only. You might miss out on some really great goofballs. You might be right about that. Why mention your... no, your children's fine. You'll be fine. Alright, thanks for your help, ma'am. Really renewed my confidence. I'm ready to get back on that computer. You have a good night now. What's left of it, anyway. Johnny and Val. Oh, Norm. Speak to Johnny and Val. Mushroom hunting, huh? I'd like to try my hand at mushroom hunting. I bet I'd be pretty good at it. So, could you fit in the sidecar? If I sat on my legs, you could curl up in the base. I'd hold you tight. I promise it'd be safe. Maybe we can still talk her into it.